Hello everyone, I'm Kana Taku. While we enjoy being in the lab and doing research, it is important to think about how to share our findings once our studies have concluded. There are several approaches to doing this, including giving presentations at various institutions, being on professional panels, being interviewed by the media, and publishing our work through books and journals. In addition to that, I also like interacting with other researchers around the world through presenting a poster with my preliminary findings at the professional conference. This allows me to garner feedback from other experts in the field before finalizing the dissemination of my work. After publication, I also use this conference opportunity to help share any peripheral findings that were not included in previous publications. Since I completed my bachelor's in 1996, I have given over 100 poster presentations in Japan and North America. In fact, we just presented several posters at the annual American Psychological Association APA convention in Chicago back in August. So today, I want to quickly walk you through how I typically make these conference posters. If you find this approach useful, I am including a link to a template that you can use to create your own posters in the description below. So the program that I use to create conference posters is PowerPoint. Once you have created a new file in this program, you can customize the size under the Design menu by clicking Customize and then choose Slide Size. My personal preference is to have a poster that is 42 inches wide by 36 inches tall, but your poster dimensions will depend on the size required for the conference you will be attending. So make sure you check the poster instructions for each event. The second consideration should be the color of the background and text that you will be using for your poster. Red is typically very hard to read. It is important to make sure that you use colors that are complementary to one another and should be more muted. The font should be simple in design to make it easily legible for catching the eyes of your readers. The font size will vary depending on the size of the poster, but the title of the poster should be the largest font, around 66 or 72, followed by the author's name and affiliation at 44-48, and the rest of the poster should go no lower than 32 points or so. One way to quickly gauge if this will be clearly legible is by selecting Print and then Grayscale for print options. Even without printing it, you'll be able to see on the screen if the text is clearly legible on the background colors that you've chosen. The third aspect I want you to focus on will be the overall layout of the structure. In North American conferences, people will typically read from left to right and top to bottom. So I use this as a guide to create a similar order to my published works. Along the top, I'll copy and paste my abstract on the left. So it is the first thing my readers will notice. The title of the presentation and the name and affiliation of the authors will be along the top right. This may also include a logo of your affiliation. The rest of the information is easily categorized into 3 columns. In the first column on the left, I present a summary of my introduction and methods. I use the introduction to define keywords and provide a brief background of the research and the purposes and hypotheses. In the method section, I try to create a table to help visually organize information. My headers are typically bold, and I use bullet points to get my message across quickly and effectively. I also like including citations, as this has often provided an excellent icebreaker to encourage those authors to approach me to discuss our overlapping research. They get a kick out of it, and so do I. In the middle column, I present the results through a visual graphic or figures depending on the types of results. These may include scatter plots with their regression lines, or bar charts with error bars, and so on. Below these results, I create a small box that includes information about where we are present in this poster and the author's contact information. This allows me to share my results with others while allowing them to contact me for future collaboration or better understandings of the work we do. And in the right column, I present a discussion of the results, limitations of the research, implication of the findings, and directions for future research. I include the references in a separate box below the conclusion. Although these have traditionally been printed on laminated paper, there are many companies that can now print the poster on fabric for less than $30. It is always important to complete the poster well in advance of the conference, as this can take a week or so to print. But they are convenient for traveling for sure. If you find this helpful, I am including a link below where you can find not only the template that I just described, but also examples of our previous presentations on my lab's website. Well, I hope this helps. Thank you for watching, and please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you soon.